carrying every lesson, every pain, every betrayal as armor. Soon moving to Toronto, Canada, where Ash became a renowned global consultant, helping those whom life had crushed, finding peace in the cold streets, building a life of respect, discipline, and self-reliance, and eventually deciding it was time to return to London, the city where it all began, standing on Tower Bridge in the rain, reflecting on the journey, whispering to himself, "I lost love, but I never lost myself," realizing that. The journey across continents, UK, America, Thailand, Canada, Australia, was not just a passage through geography, but a transformation of character. Sophia was gone, but Ash had found strength, honor, and freedom. And as the morning sun broke over London, he walked forward, unbroken, unshaken, unstoppable. Every heartbreak and betrayal now a stepping stone to greatness, proving that the greatest revenge is not destruction, but becoming the best version of oneself, rising higher than anyone expected, living proof that life may challenge you, betray you, hurt you, but it cannot destroy the soul that refuses to give up, a soul that builds itself stronger, wiser, sharper, and unstoppable. And as he continued his journey across the globe, from UK to America, Thailand, Canada, Australia, every city, every street, every skyline a reminder of the battles he had faced and conquered. And Ash embraced each challenge, each setback, each betrayal as fuel for his relentless climb, becoming a man whose scars were medals, whose solitude was power, whose heartbreak forged an unstoppable force. And as the dawn broke over London once more, Ash Mason smiled, knowing that life didn't break him, it built him. That the boy who once lost everything had become a man no one could defeat. That the lessons of pain, the wisdom of experience, and the strength gained through suffering had created a legend. And as he walked into his future, he carried the power of survival, the confidence of mastery, the calm of experience, and the unstoppable momentum of a man who had mastered his own destiny, proving that even when love is lost, even when the world betrays you, even when every path seems closed, a determined soul can rise, conquer, and become unstoppable. And from the bustling streets of New York to the neon nights of Bangkok, from the snowy avenues of Toronto to the sunrise over London, Ash Mason had transformed from the boy who was broken into a man who was unstoppable. The ultimate revenge not in hurting others, but in becoming stronger, wiser, and fully unstoppable, turning despair into drive, heartbreak into motivation, betrayal into power. Every experience sharpening him like a blade forged in fire. And as he continued walking, the city lights reflected in his eyes. The past behind him, the future before him, a man who had risen from ashes, undefeated, unbroken, unshakable, a living testament that life may test you, betray you, and try to break you, but it can never destroy the soul that refuses to surrender. A journey of continents, heartbreak, power, transformation, and ultimate triumph. The story of Ash Mason, the boy who lost everything and became a man who could never be defeated, unstoppable, unbroken, and finally free. Ash Mason had everything taken from him in his youth, from his first love to his dreams and the trust of his family. And yet inside him a fire burned that nothing could extinguish. Sophia Carter, the girl whose smile lit up his darkest days and whose promises of forever had seemed unbreakable, betrayed him one cold London night, leaving only a note that read, "I want a life you cannot give me," and flew off to America with a wealthy man, leaving Ash shattered, wandering the streets of London as his friends drifted away, his career crumbled, and hope vanished like the fading light of dusk. But Ash refused to let the world define him. He refused to let heartbreak consume him, and he made a vow to himself that if the world could destroy him, he would rise stronger than before. So he left the UK to start over in the United States, sleeping on park benches, surviving on the smallest of meals, working tirelessly day and night, pouring every ounce of his pain and loss into building himself, learning finance, business, and strategy, climbing from nothing until 3 years later, he became a top-performing financial consultant in New York City. Unstoppable, respected, and powerful, yet still carrying the memory of Sophia in every quiet moment, every sleepless night, until a business trip took him to Bangkok, Thailand, where fate intervened, and he unexpectedly ran into Sophia again, older now, eyes glistening with regret, whispering, "Ash, I didn't expect to see you here." And Ash looked at her calmly, his gaze steady, showing no anger, no desire for revenge, only the quiet, controlled power of a man who had mastered himself. The boy who had once fallen into despair was now unbreakable, and when Sophia pleaded for a second chance, Ash replied firmly, "The old me might have said yes, but the man I became doesn't live in the past," leaving Sophia speechless and teary-eyed as he walked away through Bangkok's neon-lit streets, embracing his solitude as strength.